Camp McCarran is one of the most misunderstood assets in Fallout New Vegas. Most people see it as a crowded NCR base with stretched thin supply lines and tired soldiers. But if you stop looking at it like a frontline outpost and start looking at it like a historian would, something becomes immediately obvious. The NCR already has everything it needs to drive Caesar's Legion out of the Mojave in that single base. They just never choose to use it. McCarron isn't just a camp. It's the old McCarran International Airport. That means runways, hangars, maintenance buildings, fuel infrastructure, most importantly, multiple pre-war aircraft that haven't been destroyed, simply abandoned. The NCR isn't a tribe. It's a post-war nation-state with engineers, mechanics, scavenging teams, and institutional memory. They restore trains, power grids, factories, vertibirds, artillery pieces, anywhere they can in the wasteland. The idea that they couldn't get at least one fixed-wing aircraft into flyable condition simply doesn't line up with what the faction has already shown to be capable of. And they won't even need anything all that sophisticated. Early military aviation didn't rely on precise systems, guidance computers, or targeting software. In the real world, some of the first combat aircraft were little more than engines with wings using gravity to keep them aloft. Bombs were literally dropped by hand. Sometimes they weren't even bombs, just modified shells or grenades or improvised explosives placed in containers so they would break open upon impact. The key point here is air power didn't start as a complex science in theater of war. It simply started as a height advantage. Now let's take a look at the Legion. Caesar's forces are entirely infantry-based. They rely on melee weapons, short-ranged firearms, intimidation, and psychological dominance. Their camps are static. Their fortifications are open air. Cottonwood Cove, the Fort, Nelson. These aren't hardened bunkers. They're exposed positions designed to project fear, but not to resist an attack from above. The Legion has no air defense, no radar, no anti-air weapons, no doctrine for dealing with threats they can't see coming. Even a single NCR aircraft conducting low-tech bombing runs would shatter the Legion's tactical fortifications overnight. Not because of raw damage, but because of what it represents. The Legion's authority is built on inevitability. But the belief that resistance is pointless and that Caesar's will cannot be challenged is destroyed in this scenario. Air attacks break that illusion instantly, and the NCR wouldn't need to invent anything new to do it. They already use fragmentation grenades. They already manufacture explosives. They already understand timing, blast radius, and area denial. Historically, improvised aerial weapons have existed as long as explosives themselves, long before modern bombing doctrine made it clean and precise. Fallout's own world pushes the idea even further. After all, mini-nukes exist. They're compact, self-contained explosive devices designated to be launched by nothing more complex than an air catapult. The Fat Man isn't a missile system. It's proof that technology has already been simplified to absurd levels. Because if a handheld launcher can lob a mini-nuke across a battlefield, then the idea that the NCR couldn't adapt gravity-based deployment for these weapons isn't such a stretch. It's a logical extension of the tech that already exists in-universe. Hell, early bombers in our universe didn't drop sleek warheads. They dropped oversized mortar shells. And sometimes, it wasn't even bombers dropping bombs. It was simple, single-engine aircraft. They would take a fragmentation grenade, stick it in a jar or a glass so that the spoon was down. They'd pull the pin on it and just simply hold on to it. Simply toss it out while they're flying. The glass breaks. Sometime later, the grenade goes off. Nice, simple, easy, timed explosive. Because Fallout's tech is already there. What's missing isn't capability, it's doctrine. The NCR fights the Legion like it's another conventional army, but the Legion isn't designed to fight a modern force. It's designed to crush tribes, demoralize citizens, and overwhelm defenders psychologically. Once you remove their sense of control and ritualize doctrine, the entire structure starts to collapse around them. Because air power doesn't just kill soldiers, it kills myths. The moment Legion camps start disappearing overnight, the moment soldiers realize death can fall from the sky without warning, Caesar's carefully constructed image of inevitability fractures. Desertion rises, fear replaces fanaticism, and the NCR doesn't need to win every battle. It just needs to prove the Legion can be hurt in ways they can't respond to. From a purely historical perspective, that's how asymmetric conflicts end. Not with total annihilation, but with the sudden realization that one side can no longer control the terms of engagement. McCarron gives the NCR leverage. The tragedy is they never see it. Because in Fallout New Vegas, the NCR doesn't lose to the Legion because it's weaker. It loses because it fights yesterday's war on the ground while standing on a runway that could have ended the conflict in weeks. Sometimes the most powerful weapon isn't a new invention, it's realizing what you already have at hand. Thanks for watching, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'd like to thank Eric Hewitt, Big O, and the Aussie Moose. Thanks for watching, guys, means a lot. If you want to become a member too, link is in the description. Stay safe out there, folks.